Not yet. I have it right here, actually. It's on the screen. I only have one printer with two heads, and I was working on Josh's project. So I'm just going to make that blue. That was the reason I could plan anyway.
Oh, we're gonna. Where does it go?
Between two of the wires.
Oh, it's just gonna be like a black or something. Gotcha.
Yeah, there wasn't enough room to put it anywhere, so I was going to make sure I put it.
Gotcha.
It was just easier doing it two pieces. Well, because I needed to see how big it was to measure it.
Right.
To see how big I needed to make this.
Right. No, I didn't realize you were just gonna.
I need this in two colors. So if I may move the business, I can make another two.
Well, hopefully that fixes it. Because the only other option is no. Just saying. I mean, like I know, but like you see, like sometimes it pulls you up. You gotta cover the expense so that you can make the money instead of waiting for it to come in.
I would need a business loan at this point going into it. I tapped all my resources. You gotta build some people, that'll help. Build some people.
A couple. I did actually just get one partial payment, and that
I'm
was
sure you have a couple of Orange City.
tax return. Yes and no. I have one that I did way back in April. End of April, I sent her an email with it's done, but these are all the follow-up questions. She just now emailed me and said I just made it. So when I finished that, I just had a partial payment. They only paid. She said it's the one that always pays me. I never even did 24. She says, she sent me 4. But the problem is, not a problem, it's a good thing in a way, but she sent it to paper. So I have that paper that they automatically take a certain percentage of it. So I only got like 250. That went to me, and that was enough to cover my check, which has nothing. And like I said, it's a bad thing that I didn't get the whole thing, but yet it's a lot of people. But yet it's a good thing because leave me alone. If a payment's not made every 90 days, like I have to make the payment. And then it's like, wow. And I have to pay $700. I just saw it. There's a restroom and then another step.
Welcome everyone to One Campus. We're going to start in about 3 minutes. We're going to get started in about 3 minutes. Thank you everyone for coming. So good to see so many familiar faces. We're going to get started in about 3 minutes.
I'm wrapping off, that's fine.
Okay, so we'll start wrapping up your conversations. We're going to get started in about 3 minutes.
Drive all that to wrap it off.
What's up, man? All right. What else you need, David? Alright, come here. Oh, here. I'll pull it out of the sketch and see it better. I know, it's hard to see in camera. So there you go. So, it's going to be blue. The color doesn't matter. And then I was going to do your name and everything. So the question is, it was cute. Isn't that enough for a reason?
Let's see. We're going to get ready to get started here with 1 million cups. So it's 9 o'clock. Alright, so Carmen's now. Raise your hand if you can hear me on the microphone. Maybe it's not loud. Raise your hand if you can hear me on the microphone, please. You can hear me up front. I can see that. Anyone in the back corner? Tony, can you hear me on the microphone? Thanks, Terry. Thank you. All right. Okay. I know. See, Carmen's coming in his mic. Carmen's coming to tell me that I don't need to be louder. The room needs to be quieter. So it's time for that. All right. Welcome back to 1 Million Cups. I see so many familiar faces here today. My name is Melissa Wilson. I'm part of the volunteer organizing committee for 1 Million Cups, and we have built an amazing community here because, like, I see so many past presenters, especially at this table in front, our current presenter here, and I see new faces out there. I see some people who have that influencer tag attached to them. It's just so many. It's like we're a family here, isn't it? It's so great to be part of this family. All right, well, for as many people who I see here that have been here multiple times, there are new people here. So I'm going to go through a little bit of what we do here at 1 Million Cups, what's happening up here in this like AV station, and then we're going to get rolling with our coffee sponsor and our presenter, and then we have a few announcements. And at the end of every meeting, I mean, we have a lot of people in here today. We have an amazing volunteer photographer, Carmen, who is still taking our group pictures. So if we could all at the end, we gather together for a group picture for all of you in the room here so that we can put that on our YouTube live thumbnail, because we are recording this YouTube live or whatever, we're doing it live. And we do that on purpose. We're building our community. It's for people like all of you who can't be here on certain days. go to YouTube and kind of connect to what we're doing. And it's for our presenters. So the person who is presenting today, not pitching for the new folks, they will also be able to resource and go back to that YouTube channel that we have and resource that to see what information they were getting from you all. Okay, so that's why we want you to do the group picture. Know that we're doing a live stream here. And are we on Zoom, Tony? Are we on Zoom?
Yes, we are on Zoom.
Okay, and so this is what you're looking at up front here. We have a Zoom community that we started way back in COVID times. It's continuing to work with us. So is there anyone on Zoom today?
Just me.
Just Daryl. So if you ever want to join via Zoom, you can do that. You can also, we prefer you come in through YouTube Live, and we'll be monitoring what you're doing, is commenting on there. And then these are some of our volunteer organizers. So if you're an organizer for our group, 1 Million Cups Detroit Metro, can you please stand up? Please stand up. I know there's a lot of hands standing up in your corner. So there are, I think, 15 of us in our volunteer organizing committee, and we always are looking for more volunteer organizers. We expect you to come to a couple meetings and know how this all works, like this meeting we're meeting in now, this event. And then you can just go to 1millioncups.com/organize, and you can fill out the application to be part of our group here. We are pretty structured, I would like to say. So there are 1 Million Cups meeting around the country. There's 128 of them now, all meeting on Wednesday morning, and all being run by volunteer organizers, but with support from our ecosystem. And our ecosystem sponsors here are the Madison Heights Hazel Park Chamber. If you're a member of the chamber, can you stand up? The Madison Heights Chamber? I know there's a couple of us here. So thank you for coming with me. This becomes part of that chamber event, this connecting that we do here. We also are sponsored by Oakland Thrive. So Oakland Thrive folks, you're our consultants and our connectors. So Tony covered that. And Oakland Thrive, if you're a partner, you can stand up too if you're an Oakland Thrive partner. I know Melissa is here. Is there anyone else here that's a partner? So the partners of our sponsor, Oakland Thrive, are experts in the room. For all of you startup entrepreneurs who are in here, if you're just starting a business or you're pivoting a long time business you've been running, these partners are here purposefully to help you in the room. So we're excited that you're all here today. What else was I going to share? And the last thing I want to share, I'm going to touch on the end, is that Daryl and I, Daryl in the back, Piggies, who's with Oakland Thrive, and I'm an independent business owner, we're going to the 1 Million Cups and Fast Track Summit next week in Kansas City. So we're going to meet with a lot of other organizers, just like our organizing group, and we're going to talk about you guys, our community. What we do, what we build, how we connect, how we run, what happens with us weekly, and we are very excited to hear, if we are the best, because we think we're the best. And there's a bunch of other communities who think we're the best too. So if you have anything that you are wondering about, like how other 1 Million Cups chapters run in other parts of the state, or of the United States, or if there's something happening here that you're not sure about, that you want us to ask about with other communities, we're happy to bring these questions to the people we're going to meet next week. So I'll probably talk about it at the very end too, but we have a notepad up by the donuts if you want to not say it out loud and you want to just write it down, or come see me or Daryl, because we really want to try to represent you guys in this conference next week. Now, the conference is in Kansas City, so you can see up here on the slide, the Kaufman Foundation is who gives us our licensed framework to run this community the way we do, and they operate out of Kansas City, Missouri. And the way 1 Million Cups started is 10, 12 years ago now. 2012 was they were giving money, this company Kaufman was giving money as philanthropists to their community, and those startups were still like crash and burning. So they went out to coffee shops in their local community, they put their team out there, and just sat around a coffee table at a coffee shop and said, so you think you're running a business, or you want to run a business, like what's holding you up? What can we do to help? Sure, we could throw money at you, we could give you a class, but really where are you stuck as a business owner? And how can we help you? So we work together to create this format of, presentation, not pitch. Right? So that's why we help provide ideas and tools and connections, because we are a community that just does those types of ideas. Anything else I need to say there? We're radically inclusive. Well, before you get to that slide, Tony, we can just stay on the 1 Million Cups program. So I'll just give you the rules. We have multiple MCs. We all do things a little bit different, and Melissa's the rule follower. so for the new people here, because the people who come all the time, which I see like 40 of you at least, we're going to have a presenter today, an amazing presenter named Anita Greene, who's right up front here. It's going to be really fun for you all. She's an idea stage entrepreneur for what she's sharing with us today. This is the concept she's sharing with us today. And she's going to get about 5 to 8 minutes to present her business idea, and why it's still an idea stage. And then she's going to ask us, the audience, to offer her support. And we ask you as a community to come up on the microphone, because again, YouTube Live, that'll help everyone to hear what you're offering. And if you want to offer something to Anita based on the question she's going to have up on her slide here, you can just come line up here by our 1 million cups sign. You'll see the regulars doing it, and you'll get about a minute or two to share with her one of, so I like to say it's 3 different ways of sharing stuff. So you're going to offer her experience, right? I have experience with what you're stuck on as a business owner, and here's how it worked out for me. Or here's how it did not work out for me, so watch out for this pitfall. Another way is to say, you know, I have a clarifying question. I know you only got a couple minutes to present, but on this topic, this is something that it didn't seem like you've tried. May I make a suggestion that you consider trying this? And then the last one is, I would like to collaborate with you, or I know someone who I can connect you to, so here's my card, here's what I do, let's get connected. Now, on that note, Anita's going to ask everyone who comes up with their card, so that's a little get ready if you come up here with that. So in that way, we don't have anyone coming up here and offering shoulds, right? You should do this. You should be better at social media. You should get online. You should talk to this person, because nobody likes to be shit all over, right? You should not be shit. Thank you in the back. So we're going to just try and stay away from that. So as MC, I'll probably help a little bit if somebody comes up and starts pitching their own business, because we're just presenting and you're just supporting, and that's why our community is so successful and so happy to be coming here every Wednesday. All right, that's your big, long Melissa preamble. Now, let's go ahead and go to the next slide, Tony. All right, so if you have been part of our community for even since last week, can you stand up, because you've always been coming here? Can you stand up, please? Just want our folks to see. Come on, see? I told you there are a lot of good friends in here that keep coming and coming, so thank you so much for continuing to come back. Even if you didn't stand up, that's okay. That's okay. And then, who presented, like Anita's going to do today, who has presented their business in front of this audience? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, at least almost a dozen people. So why is this important? Because you guys continuously give back to this community. You keep coming back. You recognize what helped you in your business by coming here, and you keep coming back because you want to help the next people in line that are doing their own things here. So thank you so much for all of you contributing. I can't wait, Dara, that's the number for us next week. So we're both on panels at the summit, and both are on 2 separate panels. So we're going to talk about how our past presenters, sometimes it doesn't come back every week. So that's going to be a good thing. And now, first timers, I've been queuing you up for this. Can you please stand up if you're a first time attendee, because we have a gift for you. We're really glad you're here today. So we're giving you this swag that 1 Million Cups gives our community to help you keep notes, take notes today. All right, now we're gonna have our coffee sponsor, Jeff Childs, come up here in just a moment, because I'm going to show you what's on this slide. So hopefully everyone can see this slide. This is if you want to be a coffee sponsor. This is our email address if you want to be a coffee sponsor. Just put in the subject line coffee sponsor request. The next times that we have coffee sponsorship available is July 30th and September 3rd and September 17th. So the whole month of August we're covered. So why do you want to be a coffee sponsor? You want to be a coffee sponsor because you get some time up here on the microphone to literally pitch your business. As a presenter, you only get to present what you're doing. You don't get to ask for money. You don't get to pitch who you are, what you're doing while you're doing it, although we'll hear some of that with Anita today because she's a connected person. When you're the coffee sponsor, you get to pitch, and you have to buy the coffee for the room. Right, so that's what Jeff did for us today. This is how you would do it, and then we ask you as a coffee sponsor to share that you're going to be a coffee sponsor. Because see how many people are in here, Jeff? Can be sharing this later, right? So that people can connect with you. All right, with that, I'm going to invite another speaker up here.
Oh.
Right, you're the speaker for coffee, right? Are you a coffee sponsor today? All right, let's make it happen. Where you go?
Where am I at? Thank you very much. As she said, I'm Jeff Childs, Senior Business Consultant with Chase Bank. I've been in the banking space for about 22 years or so. 22 years or so. I'm not a big mic guy. I need the mic to be out here and I'm talking to because I talk with my hands, so I move the mic. But I'll make this really quick. Business banking, 20 plus years. Started out, you go on the street with a suit on, you knock on every door and say, "You want your money? We're gonna hold it for you. We're gonna lend you some money. We're gonna help you show you how to be a bank, how to shop at the bank." You do that all day for years. You do $25,000 loans, then you get to $250,000 loans, then you get to $25 million loans, and in my case, I got to what we call syndicated work, where we're doing over $100 million of loans, which brings in several banks. When you get to that point, you kind of understand a lot about banking and about business. So whether you're working with a pizzeria or a $1 million corporation, you kind of get it, right? We're all people, we all have the same issues. The guy that owns a $1 billion company, he's got kids, he's got a family, he's got struggles, he's gonna drive the same highway to work as you running a bakery. You're just people. So in that space, we do the best we can to give you a little bit more than just, here's the kind of account you should be in. We ask a lot of questions. So whereas my role, there's only 80 of us in the country, there's 80 consultants for Chase nationwide. But every business banker really consult. Because they don't just say, here's the kind of account you should be in. Have that day. It's like, what are you trying to accomplish here, this year? What do you want to look like next year? What do you want to look like in 5 years? Let's back into that and make this happen for you. That's how we approach this across the board. So I'll stop right there. Next week, I'm actually going to be doing a presentation here. I think I did one across the street. Here we go, maybe a little more. Can't wait to share that time with you. So thank you for your time.
Yeah, you were quick. You could do a little bit longer than that if you're a future coffee sponsor, but that was really good, Jeff. That was pertinent information, so thank you. Okay, next slide. All right, we're going to introduce our sponsor, but before we do that, I see back where Josh is in the back that he has the sign-in sheet. It's a iPad that, see how Tony's holding up there in the back corner. If you have not clicked in on the iPad, we need you to, this is how we register. We don't have like a check-in at the front and do that. So if you haven't got an iPad, can you raise your hand? We can make sure it's passed in the right place. Hey there, guys, this is where the iPad needs to head to. Hit up Jules' table and then maybe a pack over to the left. Cool. All right, so Anita, it's almost done. Ready? Come on now. Okay, I should come up now. So Anita's gonna get 5 to 8 minutes to present her business. And at the end, she's gonna offer us a community question, and that's when you can start lining up over here on the left to help out. Okay, here you go, Anita.
Thank you. Thank you. Good morning. Thank you so much. This is my, I need to back up. Back up. This is my company, Crazy Bout Canines. A friend suggested it should be Fun Park, so I changed it to Crazy Bout Canines Indoor Dog Fun Park. This is, who am I? First and foremost, I'm a mom of 2 amazing daughters, and I am a late bloomer. I was an entertainer for the first 25 years or so of my life. At 40 years old, I went back to college and became a social worker. At 48, I adopted my first baby from Guatemala, Marissa. And at 52, I adopted my second baby from Guatemala, Macy. At 65, I retired from being a social worker and became a full-time entertainer again. At 68, I became a realtor. At 74, I was taking classes at Martin Police Comedy Castle. And at 75, I'm resurrecting my park. The craziest thing about this is, though, 20 years ago, if you would have said to me, today, Anita, you'll be building a dog park, I would have said, you obviously don't know me well. I don't really care for dogs, okay? But after 8 years of every day, Mom, can we get a dog? Mom, can we get, I finally caved, and we got Holly, that shepherd chow, and I fell madly in love with this dog. Are you kidding me? Who knew? Okay? And then, of course, after another couple of years of every day, Mom, we need a second dog. Mom, we need a second dog. And then we got Mia, who's a bulldog who looks like a potbelly pig. But anyway, so
This is the reason that today I'm now crazy about canines. Okay, if you would imagine, please close your eyes, but don't go back to sleep. Imagine you're walking down the street with your dog and maybe your child on a beautifully sunny day. It's 72 soul-caressing degrees, and you decide to take an inhale of this gorgeous weather. You even encourage your child to do it. And you're in the middle of an inhale, and a garbage truck drives by. Now you've inhaled all that exhaust and smell, and it's too late, baby, it's in there. What are you gonna do now? Well, you're gonna come to my park, where there's no trucks, there's no real birds to poop on your head, and no inclement weather to spoil the moment. As you can tell, I am not your average little old lady. I am different, and I want to make a massive difference in people's lives. I want to nourish their souls. I want to make sure that they feel that they're heard. I want them to know that their needs matter, and I want them to invest in their health wealth. And I am thoroughly convinced that my park will deliver on all those counts. Okay, but there is a little matter of urgency here, folks. I am 75 years old, so I'm in a time crunch here. Don't know when I'm going to be called over the Rainbow Bridge. So we got to do this pretty fast, okay? Okay, now, how many of you are dog parents? How many of you would like to be dog parents if you had the right support? And how many of you don't give two hoots about a dog, but might like to take a walk or a jog in an unweatherly park that would accommodate your lifestyle? Well, I say, welcome to your better life with my park. This all started about 5 years ago. I was sitting on the couch with Holly and Mia, and I was very worried about how am I going to keep them alive with me for the longest period of time if I can't maintain their health by walking them. In the winter, 3 months of the year, I can't walk them. In the summer, when it's too hot and too rainy, I can't walk them. How am I going to maintain their health if I can't walk them on a regular basis? Ta-da! Brilliant idea. Indoor park, okay? So, now I'm thinking, this is my non-negotiable calling. I have to do this. And by the way, here's a beautiful sunny day in the park, right? But last night it rained cats and dogs. Sorry, and so around those trees are big mud puddles. You gonna take your dog for a walk on a sunny day with the mud puddles right there? I think perhaps not. You gotta come to my park. I'll take good care of you. Okay, this is the concept of how it's going to be laid out. I've also got a little model here if you'd like, if you're having trouble understanding the concept, there's a little model here. You walk in and you're greeted by friendly staff and you're immediately in a park. This is the layout. In the center there is going to be dogs off leash. And of course, dogs will have to do a behavioral assessment to make sure they're safe to come to the park. On the outside, we got lots of trees and foliage, and that's where you take your dogs for a walk on a leash. Now, these buildings all serve a purpose. That first building, the feed house, is going to be a snack bar for people and pets. That green building is going to be classrooms and training area and restrooms, because we're going to offer educational classes and training for dogs. This over here, this brown building, is going to be our administrative hub and emergency services center. This thing over here, this building over here, is going to also have restrooms and more training rooms and classrooms. But it's also going to have a member executive office, where at a moment's notice, if you get an urgent call that you need to take care of business right away, maybe you're a surgeon, this is a life-threatening situation, you go in the membership office and there's computers and fax machines, copy machines, telephones, anything that you need to do business at a moment's notice. Oh, you got your dog. Oh, guess what? You can't take the dog in the office and do business at the same time. We'll have a dog watcher to watch your dog while you're in there taking care of business. And there might be a day when you're just too busy to come to the park. You bring your dog to the park, we'll walk your dog. Eventually, I'd like to have a doggy dasher bus, so we go pick your dog up and bring him to the park and walk the dog for you. So, we'll do that. This will be, and in the middle, we're going to have our beautiful gazebo where we'll host dog adoption fairs and vaccine clinics so that we support the local dog organizations. And you can also have people weddings, parties, we'll have special events Karaoke night to sing with your dog to get you out of the couch and into the real world. Okay, real world with people. Folks, I've done the research. There's no other park like this. You have your outdoor parks that have no safety factors, no cleanup factors. You have your indoor parks within cement walls and cement floors. That's not a park. So we're one of a kind. Extended hours. We'll be there early in the morning if you want to start your day off in a positive note by walking your dog in nature, or you get off late at night and you want to go walking. You can't go walking in the dark. You come to my park. I'll take good care of you. Family-friendly spot. Get those kids off those darn electronic boxes and get them back into the real world. How many times have I walked down the street and said hello to a kid and smiled at them and you get a blank stare because they don't know what real people are anymore? Bring them back to the real world and gather with people. Smooth terrain. Look at this. You've got a gentleman in a wheelchair and an older person who might have trouble with stability. We're going to help them through the park with lots of helpful staff. Biggest challenges today was to get this done in 8 minutes, okay? That's the biggest challenge of all. Okay, biggest challenge, how to build a business plan for such an innovative business. Nobody's done it before. I can't go to anybody and say, how did you do this? It's not been done before. How to qualify and acquire capital. Don't get me started. How to create industry alliances and partnerships. Don't get me started. Go-to-market strategies. How do I get it from here to out there? Okay? And the biggest challenge of all has been finding people with the cojones to make a steadfast commitment to this. Are you kidding me? Okay. What I've tried so far, the list of what I haven't tried would be much smaller than this. I've tried crowdfunding, I've tried approaching venture capital organizations, I've tried small business associations, I have contacted every celebrity who's ever uttered the word dog. Every government official. I went to the velodrome to see how that guy built an indoor dog bike track. I've been interviewed in the newspaper, on Fox News. I had a wonderful SCORE mentor for quite a while. I took a course at Build Institute to build a business plan. I'm currently taking the Kaufman Fast Track course. I have paid for expensive consultations with a dog park in Las Vegas. That wasn't a real park. I have contacted every large company I could think of course the pet products company and the car dealerships. I've done a bazillion in-person networking things, including many dog-related street fairs. I even did a series of interviews on Facebook called Doggone Good Advice, where I interviewed local experts that I hoped would share valuable tips. What I've learned? Well, I've learned that people love the idea, but they're too cautious to jump in to create it. I don't know how many times I've heard, great idea, Anita, let me know when it's open. When it's open, I can't get it open unless you help me, hello? Okay, so people have trouble envisioning the advantage of this idea. That's exactly why I built my little model. They have trouble envisioning how it will help them health-wise and investment-wise. Folks, the pet industry is $1 billion business. I'm not quite sure why people don't see this would be an amazing, blowing up investment. And dog ownership is not a trend like owning a pet rock. Dog ownership is not going to go away anytime soon. And I have spent extensive hours researching and found that it is scientifically substantiated that there are so many health benefits that you get from communing with nature and with a dog. Okay, here we are. Community conversation. I would like to know what I can do and what you have to offer, your experiences, your suggestions, your guidance of how I can get some traction here, folks. I need help with financial opportunities, in-kind support, partners, business expertise, community involvement, and business traction. Anything you can offer, I would be so, so grateful for. Lastly, I want to leave you with this little tidbit. Oh, wait a minute, I forgot to show you one thing. This is how you get in touch with me. But I was taking my morning walk the other day and I passed by a gas station. And on every single one of those gas pumps was a dog thing like that. So I want to tell you folks, even savvy companies understand that people are crazy about canines. And I just want to show you one thing. I'm going to get off the mic for a second. Okay.
I am for prevention, not doing after the fact kind of stuff, but doing the before the fact. So you guys have this on your table if you have a dog. I look at when I'm walking my dog, I see her go in position, I stick the plate on the ground under her, she poops on the plate, I pick up the plate, I put it in the bag, no muss, no fuss, and no angry neighbors. So you all can have
All right, so thank you, Anita. Thank you. That was really fun. Okay. Wasn't that fun? Okay, so I was her presenter coach with the 1 Million Cups group, and Daryl gave us a little extra support on Monday, and it has been such a joy to work with Anita, obviously. You can all see, right? I told you it was going to sound like it's a pitch because it's still in idea stage. And so we were able to get down to these 6 components. And if you are an expert in the room that can help with any of these things to help her get out of this, what did you say? This is something you think about all the time or whatever?
Oh yeah, it has a chokehold on my soul.
I think it's obsessed, right? Can we say this nowadays? I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with this. I cannot not do this. And like she said, time is taken for her. So we need to get this to exist in real life. This needs to happen. So if you have anything that you can suggest on any one of these 6 topics, please start lining up here closer to this 1 Million Cup sign, because you'll be seen on the YouTube Live, which will help her, and she's also recording on her own phone for us. So come on up, let's get
And
started.
please bring a business card up.
Yeah.
Please bring a business card up so that I can contact you. Hound you. Little Freudian slip there.
Awesome presentation. Here we go. David Benjamin, I'm a marketing consultant. So a couple quick questions. One, do you have like a rough price tag of what this is going to
Yes,
cost?
probably it's probably 2 million.
Okay. When you reach out to all the people you're reaching out to, in what form are you doing that?
Right now, no.
Okay. So one of the things is figuring out what you could create that you could use as your pitch to potential investors, things like that. I would imagine if you can get a video made that will basically share exactly what your vision is, people can watch the video and go, okay, I get it. This is the dark part. There are people that are really technical, very good at creating videos, AI content, all that. So that would be one idea. A marketing piece that when you're emailing out, right, it lists like all the things that you want them to know. So those are things that I would consider before you do outreach. You have to give them a reason to invest, and these are some ideas that you might consider.
Did you bring a business card? Well, you can't talk.
Well, I would accept that, but I'm Tanisha Molden, intellectual property attorney, and I don't take a no for an answer. So one of the things that congratulations, I thank you for sharing your vision, which is so great, which is one of the things that I look for when I'm working with clients, so I really want to hope that we can work together, because one of the things that I provide is a brand strategy, and I think a strategic plan will really help you get clear with all of this. And you really have the distinct 3 components of a great brand that I see. That's why I'm kind of excited about it, that you're distinct, you're relevant, and you have exclusivity about what you're providing. And those 3 things are what the making of a great brand. And when you bring together that strategic plan and bring out your vision, you really are going to, this will blow up. I can see that, because like you said, no one, I've never heard of this before. And it seems so, what seems obvious, like, why hasn't anybody thought of this before? It's like the making of a great business right then and there. One of the things that I also wanted to suggest, I know you said at the beginning about this urgency, the urgency of getting started, but also how can we start small, start where we are, and start building traction? I don't know what necessarily that looks like, maybe renting out space at a park or something, and just start small, or in getting people involved and gain those testimonials, so you can start building not only the testimonials, but also revenue, and get people attracted to the idea, and then you can start pitching more. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Thank you.
there are so many things in the grant universe that you might not normally think of. And the thing that came to mind to me most was industrial areas that haven't been used, like this building, like all of Incubizo used to be industrial space and they repurposed it. And tons of municipalities are looking for ways to repurpose giant spaces. And what I see here is probably bigger, better. The more space you have, the more you can have food trucks and you can have schools come and hospitals and you have all your initiatives that relate to health and well-being. Maybe have a little shelter or doggy daycare or something. I don't know, but so all of those ideas made me think of a bunch of different kinds of ways you could approach looking for grants besides just plugging in animal and pet. And my favorite grant source is Michigan Grant Launch, so I recommend it. But there, if you were to partner with cities, communities, chambers of commerce, they might have things going on that aren't listed on grant databases. And then also on grant databases, you would find things if you searched for community economic development, quality of life, sports and recreation. You talked about education and health. There are a lot of hospitals in Southeast Michigan competing for new ways of promoting themselves, and I partner with you on this new way of health and wellness. And there are also grants that provide business acceleration funds and programs. Instead of hiring an expensive consultant, they will give you money and give you 12 weeks of consulting work from experts, that kind of stuff. So this is your list, and you can do that on your own. You can give your help.
I'm thinking that health insurance companies would be demanding that we build this facility, okay? That's my thought.
The dream. Got a dream. And I believe in you can do it. And my suggestion is Kickstarter. So just kind of like GoFundMe, but it's kind of like you put it all on the line. If you don't raise the amount of money that you set out to raise, you don't get the video. But if you raise the amount, most times they greatly exceed what they set out to raise in the beginning. So say you set out to raise like 50 grand, these places raise like millions of dollars. So, yeah.
I'm Jill, and I absolutely love you. I love your energy. I really. So this is what I'm thinking. I'm a dog owner, and I saw you've reached out to so many people. So the thing that I think, at least from my experience even sitting there, is if you talk to that many people and they're not coming on board, it's probably messaging, and it's kind of like for me, I had a vision. People are kind of stuck in their mind about how things go every day. So they can't see themselves transitioning from what they do every day right now to, the questions that went through my mind was, okay, when am I gonna go? How am I gonna get the dog to the dog park? How often will I go? So though that you have to paint a picture for them to see themselves getting to your dog park. And that's a messaging, okay, thing. So once you have that, then definitely all the advice here, get your video. Show the smog, show the picture of the truck going by with the big smoke thing coming out, you smelling it. I mean, that you have to get them there, right? So they can see themselves getting to your place. And so that's what I would encourage. And I have a dog and I love her. And I love the fact that you have an indoor, a leash free, I think, did you say? Because I hate putting my dog on the leash. Like I'd rather let her just go out in the backyard because I just, so anyway, good luck to you. I'm here and thank you so much.
I'm so glad you came up. I was worried nobody was going to come up. Yeah!
I'm also a new fan and new lover of you. Hi everyone. I'm Melissa McClary Davis, and I definitely echo everything that my friend Jules has said as well. I don't have a card. I have all my cards in digital. Sorry, I'm sorry. But and Melissa, I think you put up that sign of all the things you tried before, and Jules hit on messaging. But I'm From a VC standpoint, venture capital standpoint, everybody agrees that this is like, oh my gosh, it's a great idea. You're loving it. You've talked to all these people, you know, and yes, maybe they'd be unfair of it, but it's pretty clear. It's a dog park indoors. We all get that. So I always believe if something hasn't been tried before, there's a reason for it. There should be competition around the world that has something like this. And I'm not sure if you've looked at, you mentioned similar parks, but they're not quite like this. So there's something here that, you know, what's stopping people to want to jump into it? And I think you have to think about the viability and understand the cost, and you may need to move outside of thinking it from a dog park standpoint, but get into an industry or an area that people already recognize and understand the financials behind it. When I saw this first, I thought, okay, how does this work financially? I thought amusement parks. I thought, you know, indoor spaces, so your hotel, your entertainment people would understand the financials that can put this off. It's capital intensive, and so how to figure out the finances to really go forward and complete this. It's unfortunately it's location based, it's destination based. There's only one spot you can have it. So I think maybe if you kind of think about from other industries, I would look at your hospitality industries and what they have done with indoor spaces to get a good idea of the finances, and then you have to take the numbers in. Take the numbers to the list and see okay, here's what I've got, here's my square footage, here's what it's costing me, and then here's the return. So that's what I would suggest.
Yeah, thank you.
Hello, my name is Sean Ford. I'm with Smart Biz IT. I love your energy and I love the idea. I just wanted to come up here and see if you've heard of Parkside before. Okay, that's what's one thing I would suggest to you. They do a dog park. It's also indoors. They have beer, coffee. They have one in Detroit and they're actually opening up another location in the South. So since they're having success, I kind of recommend looking at them and see what they're doing, how they're having their success. Because I like what they have, but what you have is a little more expansive as well. So kind of seeing what they're doing and how they've succeeded, how they kind of just set up locations. So I would definitely just research Parkside a little bit more because they're having success. So just kind of imitate what they're doing. That's just my recommendation.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Thank you so much.
Well, great morning. That was fantastic. On our table, we want to come to the park and just walk run around. But my name is Andrea Cole, and I'm a consultant and I help businesses turn gas into clarity. So one of the things that I thought about when you were doing your presentation, this felt like a luxury service, more so something that an everyday person can afford, right? So the curiosity that came to me is, who really is your target audience, right? So have you thought about who is your target audience?
Yes.
Like who can really afford this
I
service?
want it to be able to-
Okay, you want to make it feel like everybody. So then I thought about the developments that's happening in downtown Detroit, right? There's a lot of things happening, apartments popping up, condos. Since this is something to me that's more stationary, I thought it would be great if you partnered with the development that's happening in these communities, because these people perhaps work all day. This is an excellent service for those who work all day and perhaps you don't really have time, right? You want to be multitasking. Most of us, well, some of us, our office hours are unconventional rather. So, and I'm looking at here the landscape here. So that's really what I thought about, like who would be your target audience and where could this really be housed? I really feel like this shouldn't be one location. I felt like it belongs in apartment communities, condo communities, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah, so that would be my recommendation, and even as part of the pitch, to say it's for everyone, I would be interested to know how much is it for just a regular person, like myself as an entrepreneur, right? What's the levels to the service? Is this a tiered service? Okay, so there's tiered. Okay, so that was my recommendation.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning, how are you?
I'm great, thank you.
I love hearing about your business.
Thank you.
It's awesome. And I am a dog mom
Yay!
for Alex. So a lot of things hit home for me because when it's raining and it's puddles, I'm not going outside. And my dog's looking at me like, please. And I'm like, yeah, no. Even my kid, I'm like, you get all muddy, you get muddy, then I gotta get both of y'all back. I'm out there.
Time to
So I love that idea. I would be a candidate because I would so take my dog to that park. One thing for partners maybe, people who are dog walkers, they obviously love dogs. They obviously know the pain points of the people of dog owners. They would probably bring their dogs to the park. Yes! Okay. And just something recently, when people are in like a crunch or emergency where they go on family vacations and you can't take the dog, my cousin called me in an emergency and said, my dog sitter canceled. Can you keep my dog? I didn't want to tell her no, but I had to tell her no because her dog is huge and I have a little dog and I was like, I don't know what to do with them. So I was trying to think for her where she could take her dog and I just couldn't think of any, but a lovely place would be your dog park.
Well, eventually I'd like to have boarding and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah, and in general, if I'm babysitting and I can't keep her big dog in the house all day, I don't know what to do with it. I wouldn't bring her on dog sitters. Another thing is, which I never really mentioned, but I am sort of a funding consultant, so I can talk to you about we do non-traditional funding for the elevation.
I'm non-traditional.
So that might be something you want to look into. I would love to talk to you more about that. And I think I have one more thing, but I cannot think about it exactly at this moment, but I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Hi. Boy, you're tall.
Some places, it's like, good morning. Looking for reputation and energy. It's great energy. So my name is Dion Stevens. I'm a manager, local manager, and got a great experience in operations. One thing I was thinking, to try to give some feedback is I consider this a premium service. I think we have to talk about high-end pet. Okay, high-end pet owners. Okay, and another thing about partnering, I think high-end pet supply stores, they have a lot of connections. They will care about this type of infrastructure. They will want to be one of your vendors, especially in that eatery, as well as the Michigan Humane Societies and other humane societies. They might also be a customer of something of this nature. Maybe like a steady source of income and revenue while you build it up. But as far as the venture capital, how you know how to get the capital, we just got a technical story. And they said, one of the ideas was developing a business plan. You definitely need to understand how much you got to charge per day. All right, that's what I have.
Thank you. Thank you.
I love your energy.
Thank you.
I had to come up and say that. I have a couple of whatever you're drinking. I didn't really like my mornings when I get started off with a smile. Thank you. So a couple things. I don't have dogs. I have something similar. I have kids. Don't get me wrong. But I think we're onto something here because, so you said there's no dog parks like this. I agree, but to talk to somebody who's done something similar, I would talk to the people who did, I think it's called Detroit Kid City, or there's a place called TNT on 14 Mile. It's an indoor play park for kids. So it's a place, it's too hot outside, too cold outside. Bring your kids in to indoor play place. So they have adult, a cafe, they got toys for the kids, they can run around off leash. So I think you talk to those individuals. Because 5 years ago, those weren't around, I think, and all of a sudden they're popping up. So I think you're onto something. It's a matter of this would start popping up. Do you have a location in mind?
Actually, there is a building in Southgate that would be perfect. It was rated 100 floors. However, I'll go anywhere. I'll come to Oakland County. I'll go to Macomb County. I'll go to Mars. I don't know.
From, do you have a pitch deck? Or do you, okay.
I'm just going to remind everyone, including you, because I know you have advice. What can she do to create a sincere commitment to actually help her build the park?
I would tap your friends and family with deep pockets. You know, anybody, 'cause I think you need somebody with deep pockets who shares your commitment. I'd love to come here, bring my kids, have the kids walk the dogs. But you need somebody with deep pockets, right? So somebody who shares your commitment, your love, but they could come in and join with that, right? So friends and family, so I think somebody like more from a philanthropic type of point of view, somebody who is not looking for the next startup, right? Somebody who truly has passion for dogs and is willing to share with that. Where would you find that? Nursing home?
There.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Excellent presentation. I'm going to get you to sign up to be one of our MCs because you do an amazing job. I'm going to get you out of the community. One of the things I look at is the spend in the pet care industry. I'm going to take a guess at what it is in the United States.
It's billions.
$157 billion.
Amen.
So you know that there are people out there that spend money on their pets. We just have to figure out what the demographic is that's going to hit what you're looking for. One place, or one group of people that you can talk to get an idea of what the numbers look like. People who build field houses and arenas. Very similar concept, right? Big, wide open spaces to be able to accommodate people who run and jump and do all those things, the same things that dogs do. And I have a gentleman I can introduce you to who might maybe give you some ideas as to what it takes to start up something like this. Because one thing you want to do when you do this pitch in front of people, in front of VCs and other folks who have money, they want to see what the numbers look like. They want to see projections. They want to see build-out costs. So I'm going to connect you to someone who can help you with that piece of it. It's an amazing idea. I like the idea earlier, someone said maybe putting something like this in a new plant community. Detroit, lots of other areas around the country are building up. And to have something like this in the community, you have to go out and work. When you walk your dog, take care of your dog, you don't have to worry that they rip your apartment or house apart because they're at home with all this spend of energy. It's an excellent idea. So I wish you all the best moving forward.
Hi, I'm Darylyn Hudson. I'm a media strategist, and I came up with some ideas on Get Started Now because I had this idea in my head of obstacle courses and things like this for dogs that you can get started now. And plus, you have 2 kids that you can utilize. So why not offer the dog services now to raise money? Why not participate in festivals and food markets and provide the dog services? Set up the obstacle courses on a cheap scale and let people have the experience and let people get involved. Another thing that came in mind as you're presenting, use those kids, because my daughter does too, they use a lot of AI. Present the experience on the AI. Show them what it's going to look like. You can do it. You can do it for free. So have people walk through the experience, so see in your mind what it looks like. Yay! Yeah.
I know about luxury dogs, and I don't want you to get discouraged and feel like this is a luxury thing, because this is something that we should be put to carry as a community. I believe that you should look into land banking. You can get a land as cheap as your phone bill. Yeah. And then there will be money to start building on your land. This is a beautiful, this is gorgeous. Land banking, there will be money to build on your land. Advertising, like she said, with the digital thing, and partnering with food stores that like pet premier stores and pet food plus and things like that to get those people who, people like me, I travel a lot. I need someone who can build on my dog, who can take care of my dog
So they're already building parks. So even if it's what Geraldine said on a small scale, you go to Ferndale Parks and Rec and you say, all right, I'm gonna set up for the summer at Hilton Road so that people can get a taste of what I want. And then maybe like bringing that like teaser in-person experience for folks. And there's K9 to 5, there's Turbo Dog or whatever, I forget what it's called. But all of those people are close, Ferndale loves their dogs too. So I'm happy to introduce you to Chamber of Commerce because they're right there. But I think, not Chambers, Ferndale Parks and Rec. I think that could be a good avenue for you as well. So they're already building parks. You can build yours.
That's awesome. We have one more person who would like to give you some resources here, and then we're going to wrap this up today. Here's, right, wasn't that wonderful? So let's all give Anita our hands. That's how you get in touch with her. You want to say anything else?
Thank you. I'll sit down now.
No, come on, give us a
No, thank you. I really appreciate this because I am bound and determined, and I did really badly need your input, and I will be contacting you.
I'm going to ask a question on behalf of all of us. What's something that stood out today from all that advice you were just getting, that support you're getting? What's one thing you think you could take action on in the next week or two?
Oh, gosh.
What's something in your head now? What can you jump on?
But I like the idea of contacting the cities. It's contacting the cities and the parks and recs and the businesses and the development areas of the cities, because they might have some big buildings sitting empty that I could. Yeah, so I think that's what I'm going to attack first.
Thank you very much. Thanks, Anita, for presenting. Okay, so great. So this is how it works for the new folks. I didn't see too many new folks, but I did see the young lady who came up near the end who said she didn't give a hoot about dogs, but she did the right thing by coming up and offering business support. So what we do here is we support people's business challenges, right? Where are they challenged? How can we help them move to the next stage? So earlier, I didn't mention this slide, I just wanted to give you a heads up. This venue that we're in offers their space in kind for us to be here. And so Incubizo is a workspace. They offer business mailing addresses. Everyone needs an address that's not your home. Flexible co-working, private suites, and conference rooms. So, and if there's any way you want to support this venue by getting an office or meeting here, they also offer this space because you're here for 1 million cups. You can work here for the rest of the day for free without paying the day rate. This would be the space you're in, and there's a few cubicles upstairs. But just know that after about 10:30, you have to tone it down in here because there are people who are renting the offices. All right, and then we have a few announcements to wrap us up with here today. Tony's going to get us back to the first slide right there. That one. So this is a survey here that Madison Heights, Hazel Park, and Incubizo would like anyone who has a creative idea on how Madison Heights, Hazel Park Chamber and our workspace here in Incubizo and Ferndale, how you can share with them a creative idea on how they can spend some grant money. So they have received some grant money to help with programming and help create events and other things to help support businesses here in our 2 communities, or 3 communities really, and they're looking for creative ideas. So if you have something outside the box, because they are working on some things, they want to hear from you. So that's why we put this QR code up. This is the last week that this one will be up on our slides. So I'm just going to pause for a minute in case anyone has that. And then this, okay, so we'll hold this here for a second. If you have a creative idea, this is a survey. They want to provide the best networking opportunities that they can provide for you. So is it working for folks? Okay. The next one on the left, here on the right, is the MSU Detroit Spartans annual golf outing is going to be on July 18th. I know that that's near and dear to Josh's heart. So if you want to get involved with that, that's a good time here. Are you still looking for sponsors, Josh? Or is it too late now? It's happening Friday, right?
It is happening Friday, so my office is filled with boxes, full of prices and different things.
His office is on the corner up here.
Yeah, so if people did want to get involved, all the money that we raise goes to scholarships, so we would still take some sponsorships under that, but it is for the last minute this time.
All right, there's going to be a great golf outing on Friday.
And then July 23rd, which is next Wednesday, and we'll see some of you here next Wednesday because some of you are regulars, at 11 a.m., our fabulous Anita Greene, stand up Anita, she will be offering a special workshop on being magnetic and being undeniable. So if you want to learn from Anita on how to be like what you saw here today, authentic, a clear and direct speaker, and enthusiastic speaker, she is going to teach you some of her tricks here at this event at 11 a.m. right here in this building. All right. Got that QR code up there if you want to RSVP. I think it's also on the Incubizo website and socials. Then Oakland Thrive is having a golf outing on August 11th. So Oakland Thrive is a community sponsor of 1 Million Cups. And Daryl, do you want to say something? You just showed me the papers. If you're interested.
So this is a major fundraiser for Oakland Thrive. We are a nonprofit, and the dollars that we take in helps to fund all the programming, all the community partners. They got to get paid, so we got forever to pay. So if you are a golfer, or if you love golf, you want to be a sponsor, or you want to play, this is a fun outing. It's at Glen Oaks, which is in Farmington Hills, 13 in Orchard Lake. It's a lot of fun. Come join us. There are sponsorships available, so please help us out.
All right, cool. Thank you. All right, and then, okay, so this event is tonight. Society is part of our community here, and this is an Oakland Thrive event, and this one is tonight from 5:30 to 7:30 at the Grand River Brewery in Clawson. This is for health and wellness for business owners. So you still, even though it takes a lot to be doing what you're doing by yourself, as well as blending with the community, this particular workshop is free, and it is set up specifically for you to connect and care for your mind, body, and soul as a business owner. Then this is for, if this is that question I was asking you earlier. Daryl and I are going to Kansas City. We're going to meet with other community leaders just like we are that volunteer. And if you have anything that you want to know about 1 Million Clubs, or change something, or adapt something, or have us ask questions to the headquarters, we want to be able to be offering not just our voices but all of yours. So if you could reach out to one or the other of us. You can also send an email to DetroitMetro. That's our community name, at 1millioncups.com. DetroitMetro at 1millioncups.com. Okay, we have a LinkedIn training workshap that David here, one of our lead organizers, can you stand up, David? He's doing a workshop. It's a ways away, September 18th. But if you're following our LinkedIn, 1 Million Cups, which you should be, you'll see what a great job David does in promoting every presenter that comes up here. And he really, really teaches you on how to do better at LinkedIn posting and consistent posting. And I'm excited to see what we can see in this event. And then who's that? That's Melissa. So I'm also offering a fast track course that's going to start at the end of August. And if you want more information on fast track is a Kauffman funded program that, just like 1 Million Cups, they fund this. And then they set up affiliates around the United States to help teach startup entrepreneurs, or idea stage, like where Anita is, to kind of get through some of the stages of becoming an actual making real sales, getting real money, hiring real people business. And so I'm going to be teaching a fast track course for 10 weeks, starting in August, going for 2 months. And that will really help you get through ideation stage, then getting lined up, getting prepared to get all your information out there in the world, and then committing to it. And then we'll teach you how to best pitch your business, and I'll also be bringing public speakers into the room to help some people in this room, as well as banks that can help you refine your pitch. And now we're at the end of today's program, which, if you remember in the beginning, it is group picture time. So the last QR code that's up here is where your picture will show up if you wanted to see it and you're not going to our YouTube channel to see it on YouTube. So we would love for you all to gather together. First, let's just, let's give each other a hand, because it was a great meeting today.
It's going to be easy, I promise. If you are here, can you get on this side of here? You